It's another Wednesday here at Side Hustle Wednesday, COWO campus once again. I'm here on another episode with John Goldberg, MBA, UC Davis, right there. And so we kind of have some history together, familiar via 1 Million Cups. I presented back when he presented recently, and we've been seeing each other lately a lot. So I went to Cal Poly, started my business journey, startup, incubation type of things there while I was undergrad for business. And since then, incorporated, now I'm the CEO of my own business and kind of doing similar things, UC Davis Big Bang, other competitions and such within the Sacramento area. So introduce yourself, kind of what you're doing and your startup, what is it, and where is it now?
Okay. So yeah, my name is John Goldberg, and well, my story about this is that about a year and a half or 2 years ago, I had skin cancer surgery. It was awful. And shortly after that, I read that the state of Hawaii banned all the effective sunscreens because of chemicals in them that harm coral reefs. And I said, well, that, it sounds to me like there's a need to come up with something new. And then last year, the FDA published a list of like 12 chemicals, also in the effective sunscreens, that get into the human bloodstream. They don't know yet if they're harmful, but if they are, they're going to ban them. And then the only thing that's going to be left is basically zinc oxide and titanium oxide, which is not very effective. And then you look like, one of those surfers or lifeguards with the white nose, right?
Right.
So
Zinca, you said Zinca, right?
Zinc oxide, and titanium oxide. Yeah.
Okay, I think there's a sunscreen called Zinca.
Oh, could be.
That's on the nose, that I used before.
Yeah. So what I did was I put together a team. I worked with students at UC Davis, science students, biology, microbiology, chemistry, etc. Put together a team, and now what we're doing is we're entering a number of different business competitions in the local area to see if we can get some money to develop a formula and a prototype, and see if we can make this product a reality. If we do, our goal is to be the first effective, safe, environmentally friendly sunscreen.
Awesome, great. Sunscreen is something that's I've used personally. I have a nice tan. I like the sun. When I went to Santa Cruz, I thought I could never get a sunburn until I did, and ever since then I've been using. Whenever I go to the beach, I always try to have a sunscreen now. I know there's different brands, of course, like you said, the surfers and the lifeguards and things like that. So a coral reef could be the niche, something that's organic, something that's absorbs well and into the skin. And a cosmetic, a cosmetic play could be involved there. How long have you been working on it, and do you have a prototype? Samples.
Yeah, so I got the idea a little over a year ago, but didn't do anything about it. But this year, I said this is the year to do it. And like I said, started working with these students at the end of October. We don't have a prototype. We have some ideas for a formulation that might work. And what we're doing right now is trying to raise the capital so we can hire a cosmetic chemist to actually develop the formula and develop the prototype so that we can start testing it.
Right. The reason why this is so great and the reason why I'm so excited to be doing this with you right now, Mr. Goldberg, is that what the students call you, Mr. Goldberg?
They do.
Awesome. That's a great name. I love that name actually too. Is as a professor of business, you're actually starting your own business, and I'm glad to be a part of your journey as of now, because I always told people who start businesses in college or university levels, professors, is the reason that they are professors is because they couldn't, if an entrepreneur professor, why wouldn't he be successful? So a lot of people who retire become professors, and things like that. And it's just great. It's great that you have, over the years, you have so much knowledge in the academia, and you're starting something And people are going to, not only students, because you're kind of at an advantage, 100% at an advantage because of your professor of business, right? And you're competing against kids 20 years old who undergrads. So do you ever get frustrated at all that, because you're probably up here, down there as peers, as colleagues, as, even in a competitive landscape when there is a cash prize. So do you ever get frustrated?
Well, there's two things. One is most of these competitions are open to anybody. Some of them require that there be at least one student on the team. Some of them require they all be students, but not very many. And the other thing is that like I have a fair amount of business knowledge, but my students, the students I'm working with, they have the science knowledge, which I don't have. So I don't feel like we're on different levels. I feel like we have different things to contribute.
Okay, great. I'm looking forward to trying something out. Coral reef. So is it made from corals?
No, we don't know what it's going to be made from yet. We're looking at what we're looking at is chemicals and other physical properties and what their ultraviolet light absorption rate is.
Right.
Because that's what you have to do. You have to absorb or block ultraviolet light. Those chemicals that they use in a lot of sunscreens, they're very effective, but they're not safe. So what we're looking at, we're going to take a look at other alternative formulations, like I say, that can be effective, block UV rays, but not cause any human or environmental damage.
Right. So I want you to be successful for sure. And I know that in a competitive landscape, there's big corporate, Johnson & Johnson.
Right.
Is a one name that's $1 billion corporate giant. Who, why wouldn't they create something simple, organic that would, if Johnson & Johnson were to create something simple, organic that's good for the environment, I'm sure they would make a few million on it.
Oh yeah,
easy,
absolutely.
overnight, just because they already have the resources, they already can distribute it across the United States, if not the world already. Right?
Well, I'm sure they're working on it. A number of companies, I'll bet you. And the reason I know that is because now some of these companies are coming out with the same product they've always sold, and they're writing reef conscious on the label. Now, they're not changing the formula. It's not any better for coral reefs than it used to be. They're just putting reef conscious there. So they're aware of the issue. My guess is they've got scientists working on it now. But the thing is that oftentimes small groups of people who are unhampered by a lot of bureaucracy can be more innovative than a team of people inside some big company that has to follow a lot of rules. So I think that's our advantage.
Right, and being something that's for students where you don't have to be on the beach to sow or the benefits, you can be anywhere, any climate. You were saying that you had the skin cancer thing, or the
skin cancer.
Right. So it could be something that's useful for eczema or some other skin things.
It is possible that we could come up with a formulation that would not only prevent skin cancer, but could be useful for other things as well. And that, of course, would be an advantage if we could do that.
Right. So I want you to win, of course. You're already winning. You already have the credibility and things like that. So yeah, I think that wraps up. I think that just about wraps up everything. Is there, what's kind of next for you from now until the competition? Are you ready to go?
Well, we've already entered 4 or 5 competitions.
If there's anything you want to promote right now, because through your years of wisdom,
yes.
through your years of wisdom, I'm sure you have some advice for the people.
Well, in terms of promoting, we're looking for a chemist or a chemistry student to join our team. So that's something that we could use. And I would say, I mean, some of the things that they talk about in the Big Bang competition, which is one of the ones that we've entered into, that I think are very important, is first of all, you need a team. Just like I said, we've got a biology student, a microbiology student, we need a chemist or a chemistry student. So people have complementary skills. And the other thing is just to try different experiments. One experiment that won't cost us anything is to go and talk to people and say, is this a product that you'd be interested in? So that's the process we're in now. If we get favorable response from that, then we go to a more serious experiment.
Right. Okay. Any wisdom for the people?
I would say if you think you have a good idea for a product or a service, build a team, try it out, maybe check out the business competitions to see if you can raise money that way. The nice thing about that is you don't have to pay it back and you don't lose equity in your company. And then if you're successful there, you move on to the next step where you could find an investor or get a loan and really build your company up.
All right, like, subscribe. Thank you. Stay tuned for some more episodes.